Stop everything you're doing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you rockin' with Young Dolph, man. Put the dolphin emoji and let me know where y'all from. Young Dolph was set up at that cookie shop, man. As soon as his brother walked in, he seen everything that was going on, man. They tried to stop him. You gotta remember, they said that Young Dolph was busting back. They found a purple strap right next to Young Dolph where they had dragged him and left him at, man. He was actually clapping back at the dudes that surrounded and ambushed him. They flanked Young Dolph, man. They basically had him come in and they waited in the dark room until he walked by that room, and then they jumped out while his back was turned, man. This is the only way you could set up people, especially people that know what, you know, the surroundings and everything like that. Dolph was kind of had his head on a swivel. He knew something was going on, but he tried to be cautious, but ultimately he was outnumbered, man. I want to send my condolences to Young Dolph. If y'all some real Young Dolph fans, go ahead, hit that comment section, man. Put your RIPs to Young Dolph, put the dolphin emoji and everything, man. Because we cannot forget about the battle that happened inside of Makedas, man, inside of that cookie shop. They said Dolph busted back. Don't forget about all the holes inside the walls, man. When they showed that footage of the 12 walking around with the clipboard, writing down everything, they had holes all up in that wall. And that window only had busted out the bottom half of it, man. So how did it have all those holes in the wall, but the window was only hit in the bottom little spot? Like the whole entire window display should have been pretty much blown out. Anybody else that knows anything about this is that they pretty much tried to make a setup happen where it looked like things happen outside and inside. You got to remember what they said at first. It happened inside the shop. Dolph came in through the back. He was brought in, really, they think that he was taken from a whole nother place, and they brought him over to the cookie shop where everything went down. There was a lot of people waiting for him back there. They said some of the workers wasn't even workers alone. Did you see the video of the people who was doing the training and all this tactical stuff on how they was about to get Dolph, man? And then allegedly, now since everything is alleged, that's the same people who was working in the back of the shop. This is why they never gave an interview of all the workers that was in the shop. We own the Raven, and the owner was the spokesman for the whole entire cookie shop. This is why they said that they had to witness so much going on, that they had to go to therapy and this and that. If anybody was on therapy, why would they be going around doing interviews with all of the bloggers at that time, man? You got to understand that something was definitely fishy. They were already trying to protect whoever seen something or did something in that cookie shop. So there's something that they definitely don't want us to know. This is why Maurice Hill's brother might have got hit up shortly after that. Because people that's actually in Memphis, closer to the situation, the people whose friends and everybody that knew the people who was in the Family Dollar and the laundromat, they figured out what was really going on at first, because they realized and overheard what was being said by the cookie workers while they was on the side of the cookie shop. You got to remember that it's that video there from the lady in the Buick who pulled up in front of the Family Dollar, and she was already on live recording. And when she was doing that, it was somebody in front of the Family Dollar store that was giving signals. They put their hand, they raised their hand when the lady drove by. Why would you raise your hand when the lady drove by unless you was trying to get her attention? He whistled to 901 Trigger Trey, who was in the truck already parked on the side of the Family Dollar, man. Anybody that's actually shopping at any store will park in front of the store so they can easily get in and out of the exit. If you at a retail store and you parked on the side or the back of it, you're doing something that is suspicious. Anybody that's parked on the side or the back of something is trying to hide something. They're trying not to be seen. They really not going in there to be regular customers. This is why the people that was parked there on the side of the Family Dollar never got out of the truck. 901 Trigger Trey never got out of the truck. He only was there to pick up the two dudes that came out the side of the cookie shop. And the only way that they ended up going there was they had to go through the Family Dollar. They came out that back door, walked to the side, and then came up into the Family Dollar. The lady that was sitting there smoking a square said that she came face to face with the hitman. She knew that was them because her stomach dropped. Anybody that got a stomach drop feeling knows that that's a sign that is trying to tell you something. that something is wrong or you need to be careful. This is why when the lady saw the two guys with the tank top and one of them had the dreads, they walk inside Family Dollar, but they never bought anything. That was the #1 red flag. They had the burners and everything on them. They unidentified. These people could be who knows what, because after all the people that they said they caught, it don't look like the ones that was actually there that the witness seen. And we ain't heard about the witness ever since. Multiple witnesses came up missing after the Young Dolph whole entire situation happened. The people that was right there, the first people to get the footage, ended up coming up missing. You got to remember about Keosha James and her boyfriend having something to do with the fact that they was missing, or they had a fight, argument, breakout happen as she was holding on to the only surveillance footage of what actually happened in that cookie shop before the dudes came up out of that two-door, man. This is something strange that's going on in there, and I want everybody to know that this had to have been some sort of setup, man, because allegedly, everything being alleged and for entertainment purposes, it don't make no sense. It don't add up the way that they tried to present this whole entire thing. This is why Raven had to change her story so many multiple times, because people were already DMing and messaging her. They were starting to call in anonymously to the news, telling them that that don't seem right. How could this be the case when there's all these other things saying the whole opposite of what's going on? If Maurice Lincoln was already parked there and somebody that drove by and was at the laundromat earlier said that that car was there the whole time, that means the owners was there the whole entire time. They didn't just show up after the fact. Otherwise, you would have seen the footage of the Lincoln turning in. If they don't got footage of the Lincoln turning in, then that means they don't got footage of Dolph pulling up either. Notice how they will never show you all of the real things that people need to see to try to figure out what really happened that day, man, because everybody knows that everybody on Dolph's side. If you ain't on Dolph's side, then it's a whole other side with all the other people joining CMG, all of the people that had some problems with Dolph, man. Everybody has some sort of connection because Memphis is so small. You got to pay attention to why they took Marcus Thornton away. Young Dolph brother was only taken away because he was the only person that would have actually been on Young Dolph's side to tell the real story of what happened. If Young Dolph brother was out, this whole thing would be completely different, man. Free Young Dolph brother, because at the end of the day, he would have came out and exposed the stories that changed from the Makedas cookies. He was the only person that was in there that actually was with Dolph. Everybody that Dolph tried to call, he tried to call Big Moochie Grape 77 times, and he didn't answer the phone. Big Moochie Grape is like 20-something years old. Every 20-year-old is glued face to their phone. So when Snoop Bands doesn't answer the calls and says he was at the barbershop, but we see the footage of the barbershop and he's on his phone the whole time with his hands above the apron. He tried to say his hands was in the apron. That's impossible. How could he went live? He was on Snapchat. He was DMing girls. He was playing music. He was filming himself getting the lineup. Snoop Bands has not gotten a haircut in 5 years. He has a flat top. That's not a haircut. That's called a lineup. If you only get the flat top lined up, then you're not really getting a haircut. So that means you should be able to answer the phone. If the guy is doing the lineup, the PRE barbershop is doing the lineup from the front, Snoop Bands could pull the phone out and put it to his ear still. Or he could hold it out like he's doing when he's going live. Why did they not want to answer Young Dolph phone calls when he tried to plead for help? He tried to get everybody to show up to the cookie shop, including Keyglock. Keyglock was supposed to be doing a music video. The whole entire thing about Young Dolph going to the cookie shop was because this was going to be the final time that he went there ever. They was going there for the last time to do a music video for Keyglock and whoever else was in PRE. But since Straight Drop was already knew too much about the music videos, he was in the back of it, this and that, the word broke out the night before, or maybe even 2 days before, when Young Dolph was coming into town. This happened on the 17th. You got to rewind to the 14th, 15th, and the 16th. The 14th, Young Dolph come back into town. They booked the cookie shop for the whole entire photo shoot for the whole day from open to close. They came then the next day. Young Dolph family said that he was missing for 2 days. So 14th he come back, booked the cookie shop for the music video. So that's when they start knowing that Dolph was gonna go there. This is when they start lining everything up. People start following Dolph. All the things start coming together. The 15th and the 16th was when Dolph was doing the interview, and he was supposed to be going to the community center. He was supposed to be doing the turkey drives that day, the 15th and the 16th. The 15th was the last time young Dolph was seen like actually walking around under his own will, man. The last time he was seen in good condition was on the 15th. Right after that, he went to the interview. Next thing you know, he loses his keys. They take him to the whole Ruth Chris, the Benihana's, whatever you want to call it. Then something happened when he's taking the picture with the lady in the green dress. They told us allegedly that right after he took the picture with the lady in the green dress, somebody whacked him in the back of the head with an iron pan. And you got to remember that the dude in the apron and the bald guy with the glasses, the circle glasses, he looked like the dude from the Matrix. And next thing you know, when he's taking a picture of that, you see the reflection of the cooks and the people in the back running up on Dolph with the pan like this. And that's right when the flash went off. But you got to remember, the iPhones have that whole feature where if you take a picture, you can actually go back and see what a video of the picture as you was taking it. Any picture on the iPhone, the new updates and everything, when you take a picture, it'll show you like what was going on when you had the picture, so you could see the people moving. You could see the people walking up like this, about to swing on Dolph, man. I want to send my condolences to young Dolph. He was set up. If you think Dolph was set up, hit the comment section and let me know, man. And make sure y'all subscribe to the channel for all the updates.